Thank you, Congressman Altmaier and the committee for having me here today. I appreciate the opportunity to discuss the impact of fuel prices on my business and other medical equipment providers. Chesapeake Rehab Equipment, as Congressman said, is a regional provider of home medical equipment, and specifically in the rehab technology area where we serve individuals with severe disabilities in most cases. The National Coalition of Assistive and Rehab Technology represents companies like mine and on issues such as Medicare and Medicaid issues and trying to assure the access to medical equipment for disabled Americans. The rehab technology industry is a small division of the durable medical equipment industry. Businesses in the sector provide home medical equipment and services to individuals with a variety of conditions and disabilities. Our delivery model is such that we must make deliveries and service calls to customers' homes on a daily basis. Companies in this industry are primarily small. The average company is anywhere from $2 to $3 million in revenue annually, and they serve generally local or regional areas. Our companies employ fleets of vehicles, and it's not uncommon to make 10 stops a day and serve a 150 to 200 mile area for each vehicle in a day. We're also in a price-regulated environment. 95% of our reimbursement for the services we provide comes from Medicaid or Medicare or third-party insurers. Anybody who knows anything about Medicare knows that they are implementing budget cuts and competitive bidding and other ways to cut costs, and that trickles down to our industry, cutting our bottom line even further. And so when things like fuel prices hit our businesses, we get squeezed from two directions. We get squeezed by the increasing operating costs and then the decreasing revenue opportunity from regulation of our pay sources. We are unable to unilaterally raise our prices. Unlike other home service agencies or home service companies like electricians or plumbers, we can't just increase our labor rate or add fuel charges to make back what we lose in operating costs because of fuel. Just as an example, since 2003, my company has increased 126% increase in fuel prices. That is the third largest. Fuel is now the third largest operating expense we have, second behind payroll and facility rents. It has increased 5 times more than any other operating expense that we have. In 2006, a study was done by the Moran Group that showed that home medical equipment companies, specifically rehab technology companies, experience about a 1.6 net profit on the average. That means that half these companies are below that or below zero. When you increase fuel prices or any operating expense at the rate that this has occurred, you put an already very fragile industry underwater. With Medicare and Medicaid continuing to look at where they can cut costs and with things like competitive bidding, and they're anticipating a 10 to 12, in some cases 15 to 20% savings in what they're paying providers for the services we do every day, there's no room for us anymore. And I am concerned that if this continues and if fuel prices continue to increase the way they are, companies in our industry are going to be going out of business at an alarming rate. And that means a lack of access to our services and goods for people who are severely disabled. Not only are we feeling the pinch on the direct operating lines of our business, but we also are subject to fuel surcharges from trucking companies because the goods that we provide come into our businesses and then we re-deliver them. I understand totally why these individuals have to impose fuel surcharges. They have to run their businesses as well. But we've seen our manufacturers add 3 to 5% to our cost of goods in the last 2 years. And that's another pressure on our operating costs. So as you can see, we are in a squeezed situation. We can't increase our revenues or increase our prices, but our operating costs are increasing at an alarming rate. So I thank you very much for this opportunity, and hopefully we can see some solutions in the near future.